This is the OTB Network.
Hello and welcome to this week's edition of Horses and Courses. I'm Jean Wood. We are going to get things kicked off on a busy weekend, a holiday weekend, down at Gulfstream Park, where they ran a couple of stakes over the weekend going back to Saturday, and the ungraded Hallandale Beach for 3-year-olds on grass.
They're racing in the Hallandale Beach, and off to a good start. It's Cannonball going out to the lead. On the inside, Cowboy Cal. These two came out well. Closing number in Cabernet now, moving up on the outside. After that, we have Dulansky. Why Tonto is down toward the inside. Then comes Gibbers Gold, followed by Victory Cafe, and Horse Doctor is the early trailer as Cowboy Cal leads them into the first turn. Ran a quarter in a quick 22 and 4/5 seconds. And his stablemate Why Tonto is now second on the inside, 3/4 of a length back. Cabernet is third, Cannonball. In between horses, fourth by another length and a half. Then Dulansky. Closing number is dropped off about 5 lengths from the pace. Then Victory Cafe outside of Gibbers Gold. And a long way last is Horse Doctor. They continue up the backstretch. Cowboy Cal leading Why Tonto through a half mile in 46 seconds flat. Then it's Cannonball in third. Cabernet to the outside, fourth by 2. Dulansky closing number and Gibbers Gold on the inside. Victory Cafe still about 7 lengths off the lead, and Horse Doctor is last. Into the far turn. It's been Cowboy Cal and Why Tonto all the way so far. Cannonball put to a drive right behind them. 3 to closing number in fourth, and the others need to get moving. 3/4 in 109 and 3. They're into the stretch. Cowboy Cal between horses. Why Tonto on the inside, and Cannonball all out to stick with him. Why Tonto has taken a slight lead from his stablemate Cowboy Cal. And then it's Cannonball. Why Tonto is going to beat Cowboy Cal. Why Tonto in the Hallandale Beach. Cowboy Cal second as Pletcher runs 1-2. It was Cannonball third, and then closing number.
It was a little bit of an upset as Why Tonto pulls off the upset on stablemate Cowboy Cal, who has been a monster on turf. Clearly looked like the dominant 3-year-old on turf, at least early in the season. Why Tonto has been chasing him this time, gets the better of him by a length and a half down on the rail under Edgar Prado, who, as far as I'm concerned, rides the inside part of the racetrack, dirt or turf, as well as anyone riding. Cowboy Cal runs well to finish second. Cannonball comes up a little bit flat late to finish third. The winner, Why Tonto, is a bay 3-year-old son of Indian Charlie from Why So Much by Northern Baby. Bred in Kentucky by TF and LB Van Meter, owned by Starlight Stable, Lucarelli and Sailor. Trained by Todd Pletcher and ridden to victory by Edgar Prado, Why Tonto covers the mile in the 16th on the Gulfstream turf in 1:40 and 1. We'll head back to Gulfstream Park now and the graded stakes on the weekend's card. The Hurricane Bertie for fillies and mares, sprinting 7 furlongs. We'll head back to Sunday and the running of the Hurricane Bertie.
They're racing in the Hurricane Bertie, and Linda May was off slowly. Change up on the outside, and at the rail, Cher-Ami, and these two speed out to the lead. Sugar Swirl is right behind him, 2.5 lengths off the lead, running third by another 2.5. Then Silver Knockers, Linda May to the inside, and VIP Princess is last as they run up the backstretch. Cher-Ami and Ariel Smith have opened up now. It's Cher-Ami in front by 2 lengths. Change up and Sugar Swirl right behind, the quarter 22 seconds flat. Gap of another 3 to Silver Knockers outside of Linda May. It's a long way back to VIP Princess, who's last as they move into the far turn. Cher-Ami pushed along on the lead. Sugar Swirl begins to edge up on her outside now. They went a half mile in 44 and 2/5 seconds, and Sugar Swirl makes her move for the lead. Sugar Swirl under a hand ride has taken over here as Cher-Ami gives way. Then comes Change Up and Silver Knockers on the outside, and they're into the stretch, and it's Sugar Swirl turning for home with a 4-length lead over Change Up. To the outside, Silver Knockers, and then comes Cher-Ami. Sugar Swirl running up the score at the 16th pole. And Sugar Swirl and Javier Castellano are sharp in the Hurricane Bertie. They win it by 8 lengths. Change Up was second, then Silver Knockers and VIP Princess.
Sugar Swirl. This is a pretty interesting filly. She was with Bobby Frankel, switched over to Brian Lynch, has now won 3 in a row, one going back to Bobby Frankel, 2 with her new connections, and she is just doing very, very well. Kicks clear to win off easily by almost 9 over Change Up, with Silver Knockers rallying to 3rd. The winner, Sugar Swirl, is a chestnut mare, a daughter of Touch Gold from Astrapi, who you may remember as a very competitive New York bred. During her racing days, she a daughter of Distinctive Pro. Sugar Swirl was bred in Ontario, Canada by Adina Springs Farm and is owned by the Stronach Stable, trained by Brian Lynch and ridden to victory by Javier Castellano. Sugar Swirl covers the 7 furlongs in 1:22 and 3. We'll remain in Florida and head to Tampa Bay Downs now for a trio of Saturday Stakes races, beginning with the Suncoast for 3-year-old fillies.
And they're off. Away and running in good order. Ashley River reaching up for the early lead toward the rail is Formal Arrangement, and from the outside there goes the speedy Dees Rose. The last horse away is Holy Helen. To the clubhouse turn they go. Dees Rose and Daniel Centeno now move up and have the lead. Ashley River settles into stride now second. My Baby Baby now racing along third. Up on the outside, No Use Denying is now fourth. Formal Arrangement tucked in toward the rail fifth. Vaucluse with clear racing room on the outside sixth. 1 length clear from Holy Helen, and the trailer is the favorite. Sunday Holiday, she'll spot him about a dozen lengths up the backstretch. That's Dees Rose bounding along with the lead by 5. My Baby Baby is on the chase second, 2 lengths farther back. Ashley River is now third. From the outside, Vaucluse now being asked to pick it up fourth. Formal Arrangement is from between horses now racing along fifth. 5 lengths farther back, Holy Helen, and still nothing from Sunday Holiday. 3 furlongs still to run, and Dees Rose has the lead, and My Baby Baby moves up now second. Vaucluse is now in full stride on the outside and traveling up smartly. 2 lengths farther back to Formal Arrangement. Up on the outside is No Use Denying. Sunday Holiday is now underway, but still have 5 lengths to make up as they turn into the stretch. 3/16 of a mile to run in the Suncoast. Here comes Vaucluse on the outside. Moving up, and My Baby Baby digging in gamely. Dees Rose is finished, but down to the wire, Vaucluse. This filly will go 3 for 3 for the Melnick Racing Stable and take the Suncoast 3 parts of a lick. My Baby Baby second. It'll be a photo for third between Dees Rose and No Use Denying. Running time on the board, 1:39 and 1.
Vaucluse picking up stakes credentials here, running a record to 3 for 3, having gone back to a victory last fall in New York to begin her career. She picks up a length victory over a fairly determined foe in My Baby Baby, with No Use Denying finishing third. Vaucluse is a dark bay brown 3-year-old daughter of AP Indy from Betty's Pet by DeHare. Also bred in Ontario, like Sugar Swirl. This one bred by Eugene Melnick and owned by the Melnick Racing Stable, trained by Tom Albertrani and ridden to victory by Ibar Koa. Vaucluse covers the mile at 40 yards in 1:39 and 1. We'll head to the Tampa Bay turf now in the running of the Endeavor for fillies and mares on grass.
And they're off. Away and running in perfect order. On the outside, Beautiful Venue reaching up for the early lead, but now there goes Dreaming of Anna, moving up to secure the early lead. Up on the outside, Pretoria Light, and the last horse away is Tiger Bell. They've been through the stretch for the first time. Dreaming of Anna and Cornelio Velasquez, slowing her down on the front end, has the lead by a length and a quarter. That's Beautiful Venue second. On the outside, Pretoria Light is third. A gap of 2. Lear's Princess gets over nicely to the rail and saving ground fourth. Then it's a length and a half farther back to the Real Future. She's 3 lengths clear of Jaunty Gale. Then it's 2 lengths farther back. On the outside is Maribel, followed by Patricia, and the trailer is Tiger Bell. A strung-out field of 9 as they settle for their journey up the backstretch. Dreaming of Anna coming off the layoff will try to take them start to finish. Beautiful Venue is on the chase second. Then it's a gap of 2. Pretoria Light is third, 3 parts of a length. Lear's Princess is on the prowl from the outside fourth. 2 lengths clear of the Real Future fifth. 4 lengths farther back, Jaunty Gale, followed by Maribel. Toward the rail is Patricia, and far back is Long Shot Tiger Bell. Now the pace quickens with 3 furlongs still to run, and they still have to run down Dreaming of Anna. Toward the rail is Pretoria Light on the outside, Beautiful Venue. 3 lengths farther back, Maribel, and Garrett Gomez now sets her down for the drive, but meanwhile up front, Dreaming of Anna, handled beautifully on the front end by Cornelio Velasquez, is still the leader. Toward the rail, Maribel moves through and now runs at the leader on the outside, Beautiful Venue. In deep stretch, Dreaming of Anna, and on the outside is Lear's Princess and Maribel. Dreaming of Anna, Lear's Princess, those two are heads apart, and Maribel finishes third, 1:42.1.
Dreaming of Anna pulling off a little bit of an upset here, if you want to call it that, when she only paid $5.60, but she did take the measure of Lear's Princess, getting a nose victory over that one. After obviously Lear's Princess ran her usual off-the-pace bid, Dreaming of Anna with her usual speed, getting the jump on her and just holding her off. Maribel, as is often the case, manages to get through late and finishes third. The winner, Dreaming of Anna, a 2-year-old champion from a couple of years back, now makes her 4-year-old seasonal debut a winning one. Dreaming of Anna is a chestnut filly, a daughter of Rahi from Just Enough Heart by Broad Brush. Bred in Kentucky by Frank C. Calabrese and owned by the breeder, trained by Wayne Catalano and ridden to victory by Cornelio Velasquez, Dreaming of Anna covers the mile in a 16th in 1:42.1. We'll head right back to Tampa Bay and the Sam F. Davis. This is a race that's used by many as a prep race, of course, for the Tampa Bay Derby in a couple of weeks, and a race that I think in the last couple of years has really joined the fray in terms of those 3-year-old prep races. Wouldn't be surprised to see this one getting graded stakes credentials in the near future. Let's head to Tampa Bay and the Sam F. Davis.
And they're off. Away and running in perfect order. Fierce Wind breaks for the lead, and there goes Honey, Honey, Honey. Moving up to take the early lead. Z Humor comes away with the top flight, and the last horse away is Wonder One. To the clubhouse turn they go as expected. Honey, Honey, Honey drops over to the rail, and Lopez has him on the lead by 2. From the outside, Z Humor in a good spot second. Wise Answer is inside third. Then it's 2 lengths farther back, Fierce Wind now fourth. 2.5 lengths farther back to Smooth Air now racing along fifth. A gap of 3 to Big Truck to the outside. Dynamic Wayne is toward the rail, and 3 lengths farther back to the trailer. Wonder One. They turn up the backstretch, and Honey, Honey, Honey bounding along and has the lead by a length. Z Humor stalks him from the outside second. Wise Answer is toward the rail third. Fierce Wind is now on the prowl and moving up fourth. 2 lengths farther back, Big Truck is on the outside now fifth. Smooth Air is now racing along sixth as they leave the half-mile marker and circle the far turn. Honey, Honey, Honey and Lopez are still there. From the outside, Z Humor is ready to pounce. Gomez lets out a notch, and now Z Humor going to the lead. Fierce Wind moves up on the outside. Here's Fierce Wind. He might be going best of all with a 1/4 mile to run. Fierce Wind and Cornelio Velasquez sets him down for the drive. Z Humor is right back at him second. 2 lengths back. Big Truck swings to the center of the racetrack now to be third. As they're into the stretch, it's Fierce Wind. Here comes Smooth Air from far back and gaining ground. On the outside is Big Truck. They have 100 yards to come. Fierce Wind has the lead. On the outside is Big Truck. It's Fierce Wind and Cornelio Velasquez and Nick Zito hook up to take the Sam Davis by a neck over Big Truck. Smooth Air is third. Running time on the board, 1:44 flat.
Fierce Wind winning his third in a row. He broke his maiden, went stretched to a distance, came back in allowance company, and has now run that route 2-turn configuration record to 3 for 3. As he heads in from his eastern Florida base for trainer Nick Zito to pick up a win from just off the pace over the late-moving Big Truck, who rallied quite strongly when he finally got clear. Smooth Air tried to make a bid between horses, did come up a little bit short and settled for third. The winner, Fierce Wind, is a dark bay or brown son of Dixie Union from Post Parade by AP Indy. Bred in Kentucky by William S. Farish, Hilbert Thoroughbreds, and Menard Thoroughbreds Incorporated, owned by Four Roses Thoroughbreds and trained by Nick Zito. Ridden to victory by Cornelio Velasquez, Fierce Wind covers the mile in the 16th in 1:44 flat. We'll head next to the fairgrounds, where on Saturday their stakes feature was the Choucroute, $60,000 for fillies and mares. We'll join the Choucroute in progress.
The opening quarter, 24 1/5 seconds, racing onto the backstretch. Ellie Cat leads at the 5 1/2. Ellie Cat by 3/4 of a length to Cool Wind. Marquis up close running in third. Bold Angel is fourth. By the Barrel, nicely settled there. By the Barrel, 5 lengths off this leader. Ellie Cat heading to the half-mile pole. Then Sweep down the lane. Superb Bravi ground saving. Unforgotten is some 10 lengths off the pace, followed by Kathleen's Reel, and Melissa's Dream now is dropped back to last. Half mile in 47 3 as they go to the far side of the track. It's Ellie Cat just holding Cool Wind. Marquis by the Barrel moving now to grab fourth. Bold Angel fifth. This is 3 furlongs out to the Shoe Crute. Sweep down the lane being driven. Followed then by Unforgotten. Unforgotten is still 8 lengths adrift at the quarter pole. Kathleen's Reel, Superb Bravi, and Melissa's Dream is last to make the top of the square ground stretch where Ellie Cat turns them in. 3/4, 112 2. Ellie Cat in front. So Ellie Cat has made every yard. Cool Wind at the rail under pressure by the Barrel. Unforgotten charging home on the stand side. Inside the final furlong, Ellie Cat. Unforgotten on the far outside, sweep down the lane. By the Barrel did not pick up, but it's Ellie Cat. Ellie Cat close home. Unforgotten coming with a long run. Ellie Cat, Unforgotten. Ellie Cat holds. Lonnie Mesh for Dallas Keene. Ellie Cat from Unforgotten, sweep down the lane third. Cool Wind and By the Barrel.
Ellie Cat going from gate to wire, holding on by a neck over Unforgotten, and Sweet down the lane, who rallied well to pick up the victory. Ellie Cat, the longest shot on the board at 78-1, speed popping this field under Lonnie Mesh after she shook clear. Looked like at the top of the stretch she was home free. She came under a challenge late, but she was able to get there in the biggest upset in stakes racing action over the weekend. The winner, Ellie Cat, a chestnut mare, a daughter of Crafty Prospector from Sage Cat by Tabasco Cat, bred in Kentucky by Karen Smith, owned by Wachetta Driver and Travis James, trained by Dallas Keene and ridden to victory by Lonnie Mesh. Ellie Cat rather surprises the field with a huge upset victory, paying a mutual of over $159, covering the mile in a 16th in 145 2. We will pause now for a brief message, and when we return, we'll be continuing with stakes racing action from across the country. Please stay with us. Welcome back to Horses and Courses. We're going to continue now at Oaklawn Park, where on Saturday the stakes feature the $50,000 Pippin for fillies and mares.
And they're off in the Pippin. And quickly, Clever Strike bounces out there for the lead with Beat the Band. Velvet Moonlight to the outside. Lemon Drop Mom takes over fourth. Then Geisha. Kettle One ups at the back of the pack as they move for the turn. And it is Clever Strike and Beat the Band who bounce out there to battle for the lead. Velvet Moonlight stays in the 3-path in third. Lemon Drop Mom is 4 lengths off the lead in fourth. Another 4 back to Geisha and Kettle One up as they move around the turn. The opening quarter, 23 3/5 seconds. Clever Strike leading in a half. Beat the Band second, a length and a half. To her outside, Velvet Moonlight is third. It's 2.5 back to Lemon Drop Mom in fourth. Another 2.5 to Geisha. Kettle One up, content to be at the back of the pack as they continue their run down the backstretch. And the battle continues with Clever Strike and Beat the Band. They're going right after one another. They're going to get to the half mile here, and they do it in 48 seconds flat. It's a length and a half further back to Velvet Moonlight. Another 2 to Lemon Drop Mom as she moves toward the middle. Geisha's next. Kettle One Up still at the back of the pack as they move to the final turn. Beat the Band and Clever Strike have been there all the way. Velvet Moonlight third. Lemon Drop Mom now beginning to move up, and she slides to the inside of Velvet Moonlight. 2 lengths back to Geisha. Kettle One Up also winding up for the run. They get past the 3/4 mark in 1:13.2, and here they come into the stretch of the Pippin. And on the outside, Velvet Moonlight, and here comes Kettle One Up, and she explodes to the outside. Kettle One Up and Calvin Burrell suddenly explode to the lead. Along the inside, trying to fight back is Clever Strike. Down the middle comes Geisha with a little bit of a late run, but Kettle One Up, impressive in her big move, opened it up by 3.5 with a 16th to go. Kettle One Up is back in fine form as she's going to win the Pippin by 3. Geisha finishing second, Clever Strike third, Velvet Moonlight finished fourth.
Kettle One Up picking up the victory here, 2.5 lengths from off the pace with her typical sweeping move. She won the Fall City at Churchill last year. She is one of the more solid campaigners on the Midwest circuit. She does the Oaklawn over the winter, Kentucky in the spring and fall, and over the summertime typically you'll find her at Arlington Park, and she has been a mainstay for a number of years here, getting yet another victory as the odds-on choice over Geisha with Clever Strike, the early pacemaker, settling for third. Kettle One Up is a chestnut mare, a daughter of Victory Gallop from Bugs Rabbit by Stormcat, bred in Kentucky by Tom Crouch and owned by the breeder, trained by Michael Tomlinson and ridden to victory by Calvin Borrell. Kettle One Up covers the mile in the 16th at Oaklawn in 1:45.2. Next up, the Martha Washington for 3-year-old fillies at Overfilled. They ran 2 divisions, both of them very interesting races from a standpoint of launching some pretty exciting 3-year-old campaigns for fillies. We'll start with Division 1 of the Martha Washington.
And they're off in the first division of the Martha Washington Stakes. Close to a 10, broken something of a tangle, and there goes Holistic and Marin's Meadow battling for the lead. Color Me Up right there in third. Sky Mom is fourth. Tap Tem is fifth. Sky Kitty is sixth. Apple Martini and close to a 10 at the back of the pack. They move on to the first turn. And Marin's Meadow gets command by 2. Holistic is running second by 2. Color Me Up is third. It's another 2 lengths further back to Sky Mom in fourth. Close to a 10 is now moving up to the outside of Slick Kitty and Tap Tam. Apple Martini's at the back of the pack as they move down the back stretch. They got the opening quarter in a very rapid 22-3 as Marin's Meadow leads it by 2. Holistic second. Middle of the track, Color Me Up is third. Sky Mom's got the rail in fourth. Middle of the track, it's close to a 10 and Tap Tem. Followed out there by Slick Kitty and Apple Martini, the half in 47-1. Heading toward the final turn, it's still Marin's Meadow showing the way. Holistic running second to her outside. Hanging on there in third is still Color Me Up. Sky Mom's got the rail in fourth, close to a 10 is alongside of Tap Tem. Apple Martini is now beginning to move to the outside and trailing the field, Slick Kitty. Midway on that final turn now, and there goes Marin's Meadow rather through 3/4, 1:12.4. Here they come into the short stretch of the Martha Washington, and Marin's Meadow is still leading the way. Color Me Up running second. Sky Mom now moves up between horses in third, and she comes on to challenge. Marin's Meadow leads it. Here's Sky Mom to her outside. Color Me Up is still third with a 16th to go, and Sky Mom takes command. Marin's Meadow drops back to second, but it's going to be Sky Mom to win the first division of the Martha Washington, just over a length. Marin's Meadow was second. Color Me Up finished third. Apple Martini was fourth.
Sky Mom, she had won the Kentucky Cup Juvenile last fall and kind of tailed off, ran a couple of disappointing efforts in the interim, but here returned with a very nice effort, clearly liking the Oaklawn surface, winning by a length over Marin's Meadow, who was allowed to go off at a big 9-1. This was a horse who had been a pretty nice competitor against good fillies last year. Color Me Up completing the order of the top 3 as the favorite. Close to a 10, very disappointing in this field, broke a little bit poorly. Never really got into the race, but for a little bit of a middle move into the middle of the race, the middle of the pack. But a little disappointing effort from close to a 10. But Sky Mom, a very sharp effort from just off the pace to pick up the win. She is a bay daughter of Mariasman from Swift Lake Classic by Sky Classic. Bred in Kentucky by the Woodland Farm and owned by Heather Stark, trained by Steve Asmussen and ridden to victory by Luis Quinones. Sky Mom covers the mile in 1:39.2. We'll head right back to Oaklawn and Monday's stakes feature there, the Grade 3 Southwest for 3-year-olds at a mile.
And they're off in the Southwest. And that is Sacred Journey, who bounds out there quickly for the lead. To the inside, wanting to challenge is Silver Edition. In the middle of the track, Sierra Sunset takes over third. He's Easy has the rail in fourth. That is Liberty Bull running fifth. Dennis of Cork to the outside is sixth. Gangbuster is seventh. At the rail, Isabel is now eighth. Then a gap of about 4 lengths to Gangbuster, followed by Turf War in the trailer, Royal Hudson. The opening quarter, 22-3. And surely Sacred Journey is just running off now as he opens up the lead to about 7 or 8 lengths. Silver Edition is second, Sierra Sunset to his outside. It's another 7 or 8 lengths back to He's Easy in fourth. Dennis of Cork has now moved to fifth. To his inside are Isabel and Liberty Bull, followed to the outside by Riley Tucker. It's another 4 lengths back to Turf War and Gangbuster, and still far back to Royal Hudson. And the half, it is incredibly fast, 45-1. Sacred Journey is trying to carry his speed on out, but he's going to slow down here pretty soon. His lead is 3 and diminishing as here comes Silver Edition now with Sierra Sunset to the outside. It's about 15 lengths back to Dennis of Cork, who's trying to move up. Along the inside, He's Easy, and on the outside, Riley Tucker. They get past 3 quarters, 1, 10, and 4, and here they come into the short stretch of the mile run of the Southwest, and the leader is still Sacred Journey. Sierra Sunset second. Here comes Dennis of Cork on the outside now with his rally. The leader is Sacred Journey. Middle of the track, it's Dennis of Cork and Robbie Alvarado, and Dennis of Cork strikes the front with a 16th to go. It's Dennis of Cork, and he's going to continue undefeated on the Triple Crown Trail. Dennis of Cork wins it by 3. Sierra Sunset was second. It was close for third between Liberty Bull and Sacred Journey.
Dennis of Cork running his record to 3 for 3. This was a horse who was very impressive in his debut maiden victory last fall at Churchill Downs. I was a little disappointed by his return race in Allowance Company. Now, it was run on a sloppy racetrack. I expected him to really put away the rivals that he was facing that day. He did win, but he won a kind of a close one. Here, it wasn't even close. Robbie Alvarado guided him between horses. He kicks clear to win off by 2 1/4 lengths. Certainly a much improved effort. Perhaps he didn't care for the sloppy racetrack last time out, but he certainly looks to be a youngster who is on his way. Sierra Sunset, a little bit of a surprise in the second spot with a dead heat between Liberty Bull and Sacred Journey for the third spot. The winner, Dennis of Cork, is a bay son of Harlan's Holiday from Unbridled Girl by Unbridled. Bred in Florida by the Westbury Stable, owned by Mr. and Mrs. William K. Warren and trained by David Carroll. Ridden to victory by Robbie Alvarado, and Dennis of Cork completes the mile at Oaklawn in 1:37 and 4. We'll head to Laurel next, where this weekend held a trio of stakes races. Pretty nice races for midwinter at Laurel. We're going to go back to last Saturday. Starting things off, the John B. Campbell for older horses at a root of ground will join the Campbell in progress.
Tap Dancing Maucus, fourth. Diamond David is exhausted in last position. Midway on the turn, Happy Surprise trying to pull a runaway surprise here, has opened up almost 20 lengths. Nightlight is second, another 3 Anglianas in third. Tap Dancing Maucus fourth, and an exhausted Diamond David, and they swing on for home now. Let's see what Happy Surprise has left for the final furlong and a half. Luzzie's gone to the whip on Nightlight. Nightlight got 7 to make up, 1 furlong to do it. Angliana on the outside is running third, 1 furlong to go. Happy Surprise hoping for the wire. Here comes Nightlight, outside Angliana. Nightlight, Happy Surprise, Nightlight, nailing Happy Surprise in the final 16th to take it. Angliana was third, and Tap Dancing Mauc.
Nightlight in from New York and picking up the victory. Kind of an interesting horse. His pedigree is absolutely lovely, particularly for a root of ground, and he has done some of the extended routes over the winter time in New York. Here heading into open company, and fairly solid company at that, picks up a 1 3/4 length victory over Happy Surprise with Angliana, another New York shipper, completing the top 3. Nightlight is a 4-year-old bay son of Thunder Gulch from Light Light by Majestic Light. Bred in Kentucky by Foxfield, owned by Edward P. Evans and trained by Todd Pletcher. Ridden to victory by Mike Luzzie. Nightlight covers the mile and an eighth in 1:50 and 1. We'll head back to Saturday at Laurel in the running of the Barbara Fritchie for filly and mare sprinters.
And they're off in the Barbara Fritchie. Oprah Winnie fires out of the outside with All Giving showing early speed. Golden Dawn is right up on the bit too. And Karakoram Starlet in between horses, racing a close fourth. Control System is settled back there in the fifth spot, a 1.5 lengths to Baby Bird. After that is More Angels racing on the outside of Baby Bird. And a gap of about 5 lengths in the late running Four Kisses, who is last of all and some 14 lengths off of Oprah Winnie, who fires through. The up backstretch run and opens 3/4 of a length. It's Golden Dawn second, Karakoram Style at third. All Giving is in fourth. Control System allowing the speed of Oprah Winnie to go on around the far turn. But Control System is at the fence now, trying to close the gap. Another 2.5, and it's Baby Bird, followed up by More Angels, and For Kisses is last on the inside. At the 5/16, Oprah Winnie leading the way. Control System revs up on the outside, but Golden Dawn gets the fence run. And so Control System on the inside, Golden Dawn squaring off. Oprah Winnie, Karakoram Starlet is in between horses. Golden Dawn and Channing Hill have cut the corner. They've opened up 3 lengths. Control System has to rev it up now from second. Center track is Baby Bird, and they're down to that last furlong. And here's Golden Dawn pouring it on. Golden Dawn by 5 from Control System. 4 Kisses on for late run in third, and they're close to home in the Barbara Fritchie. It's Golden Dawn, and she's done it from Control System. 4 Kisses third, and Baby Bird fourth.
Golden Dawn in out of a very nice win at Aqueduct. She had been quite competitive in her career at Aqueduct, and she was able to take her show right there on the road. Sat just off the early pace set by Oprah Winnie and pounced to draw off easily under Channing Hill, who I was a little surprised to read was picking up his first graded stakes victory with this win. She picked up the win at the expense of the favorite at just a tick over even money. Control System rallied to finish second. 4 Kisses completes the top 3. The winner, Golden Dawn, is a chestnut filly, a daughter of Hennessy from Paved in Gold by Carson City. Bred in Kentucky by Brian Scott Dance and owned by Marty Cunningham, trained by Mike Hushen, and ridden to victory by Channing Hill. Golden Dawn covers the 7 furlongs in 1:23 and 1. We'll jump forward to Monday and the stakes feature at Laurel, that the General George for older sprinters.
And they're off. Bustin' Stones with that burst of energy out of the gate to show the way early. Bustin' Stones from Storm and Normandy, and Divine Park was away in good order. Ryan's for Real and Throng is settled about 3 lengths off the speed of Bustin' Stones and Storm and Normandy. Back to second to last, we have Premium Wine, and Lord Snowden will have to make up about 13 lengths in the General George as they head on for the far turn. 5 ace to go. And it's Bustin' Stones getting mild pressure from Storm and Normandy. Is 3/4 of a length off the tail of Bustin' Stones as they round the far turn. Ryan's for Real and Throng is at the rail. 1.5 in Premium Wine next. Divine Park is coming under a busy ride into the far turn. Is about 7 to make up. It drops to second to last position, and Lord Snowden still last. 3/8 of a mile to go. And it's still Bustin' Stones holding out Storm and Normandy. Ryan's for Real on the outside. Throng. Here's Premium Wine just a half dozen lengths off the lead. Lord Snowden starts to accelerate now. 7 from the front. Lord Snowden's picking away through and now swinging out 3 wide. Just got to find some racing room. Going to angle maybe to the far outside is Lord Snowden, who continues to come with a relentless run. Lord Snowden out in the center of the track coming. Ryan's for Real. Bustin' Stones trying to hold him off. Premium Wine is bowling through in between horses and shuffled out of there. Bustin' Stones looking for the line. Lord Snowden and Jeremy Rose. Lord Snowden, who knows? Lord, he didn't get there. It's Bustin' Stones and Bustin' Stones.
Bustin' Stones, local connections here, as this guy is owned and bred by Roddy Valenti, running his record to 5-4-5. He did have a little bit of a rough go of it last year, was 3 for 3, very impressive, but went to the sidelines and had to have knee surgery. Has obviously come back as strong as ever, if not more so. Trainer Bruce Levine has really felt that he is a very, very serious racehorse, and I think that he and the connections are justified in that belief after a very impressive win in the General George, moving into graded stakes company fairly handily. He picked up the win over Lord Snowden, a very handy Mid-Atlantic and New York closing sprinter, with Premium Wine, another New York bred, completing the top 3. The winner, Bustin' Stones, is a 4-year-old chestnut colt, a son of City Zip from She's a Sure Thing by Prospector's Gamble. Bred in New York by Roddy Valenti and owned by the breeder, trained by Bruce Levine and ridden to victory by Ramon Dominguez. Bustin' Stones covers the 7 furlongs in 1:24 and 2. We'll head to Kentucky now in the running on Saturday afternoon of the Dust Commander for older horses.
And they're off. For the lead, the extreme outside, that's Revival Ridge. Also up on the outside, Win Me Over. Moving through from the rail, Self-Made Man. Followed between horses by Say It Son. Into the first turn, and Self-Made Man gets the lead by a length. Up on the outside, Revival Ridge is second. Length and a half, Say It Son runs a third. Recognition fourth, By Ahead, Win Me Over fifth. Jade's Revenge moves up sixth. Gin and Sin is seventh. Then it's all about the chase. Followed on the outside by Embossed, and the early trailer is High Blues. 24-3 for the first quarter. Self-Made Man is in front, now by a length and a half over Revival Ridge in second. Two back to Say It Son third. Jade's Revenge moves a closer fourth. Up on the outside, Win Me Over fifth. 2 lengths back, Recognition is now sixth. Then up from the outside, Embossed, followed by Gin and Sin, High Blues, and it's all about the chase. As they move for the stretch, Self-Made Man ahead in front of Revival Ridge. Say It Son up on the outside. Jade's Revenge is fourth. Then up in the center of the track in fifth, that's Win Me Over. On the extreme outside, High Blues, it's Self-Made Man, Say It Son, and Jade's Revenge. On the outside, Win Me Over, and High Blues is gaining ground, but Self-Made Man holds on over Win Me Over and High Blues, then a photo.
Self-Made Man going to the front and never looking back, holding sway by a length over Win Me Over, with High Blues rallying from last into third. The winner, Self-Made Man, is a dark bay or brown gelded son of Catienus from Striking Image by Red Ransom. Bred in New York by Mr. and Mrs. Ken Ramsey, owned by the breeder and trained by Michael Maker. Ridden to victory by Victor LeBron, Self-Made Man picks up the Dust Commander, running the mile in 1:37.4. We'll pause for one more brief message, and when we return, we'll be heading out to California and then returning home to New York. Please stay with us. Welcome back to Horses and Courses. We're going to continue now in Southern California at Santa Anita, a pair of graded stakes over the weekend, going back to Saturday in the running of the San Carlos for older sprinters.
And away they go. On the far side, Johnny Eves broke beautifully on the outside gate. His Cooperation showing early speed as well. Greg's Gold the Grey right behind them. Surf Cat right there too. Soul City Slew is along the inside, only 2 lengths off the leaders. Not really flying for a race of this distance. Circular Key is racing back second last, and Men Only trailing 8 lengths off the lead. They go past the 5/8 pole and Johnny Eves. Now he does get some pressure from Greg's Gold, and those two kick on to the half mile. They're a length and a half in front. Cooperation is right there in the 3rd spot. Down at the rails, Soul City Slew. A big gap of 5 back to Surf Cat, then Men Only. Circular Key now been asked to pick it up as 9 off the leaders. Past the 3/8 they go, and it's Johnny Eves along the inside and Greg's Gold. They stride for stride out here. 2 back to the long shot, Cooperation, then Soul City Slew. Surf Cat now having to be ridden along. Surf Cat still 7 off the leaders, then in Men Only, and Circular Key is last. At the top of the lane in the San Carlos and the Grey, Greg's Gold and Johnny Eves at the rail. They stride for stride. Greg's Gold a narrow advantage. Now Surf Cat is getting going down the centre. Soul City Slew's in with a shot too. Greg's Gold now goes on better than Johnny Eves. Surf Cat
Surf Cat. This guy, you know when he's right that he's always extremely tough, but unfortunately it's kind of hard to tell when he is right. But when Bruce Headley sends him to the gate, there's often a good chance that he's in good form, and he comes away with a half-a-length victory as at a $7 mutual over the very competitive Grade 1 winner Greg's Gold, with Soul City Slew completing the top three. A little disappointing in here was Johnny Eves, who was dropping back to a sprint while taking on some pretty competitive and proven sprinters in the field. He went off as the favorite just under 2-1 and settled for fourth. The winner, Surf Cat, a dark bay or brown son of Sir Cat from Trust Greta by Centrust, bred in Kentucky by William Taylor Nichols and Gainesway Farm, owned by Marcia Nafee and Asa Headley, trained by Bruce Headley and ridden to victory by Alex Solis. Surf Cat, at the age of 6, returns to the races, going 7 in 1:21.3. We'll head into Monday's card now at Santa Anita and the running on the turf of the Buena Vista for fillies and mares.
And away they go. Along the inside, Loyal Bounty's away quickly. Costume came out well, as did Alexandra Rose in the red cap. In the centre is Tricks Pick. Here's Live Life, the grey on the outside, and Chris Assist right there at the rail. Black Mamba in the white colours, very closely grouped up here. Then we come back to Sure Mean, and I Can See as the early trailer. Into the turn they go, and Loyal Bounty just at a steady pace on the lead. Costume right there second. Alexandra Rose is on the far side, and Chris Assist scrapes the paint 2 lengths off these leaders. Then it's Black Mamba, Tricks Pick on the inside of that. On the far side, Live Life, not going any space at all here. They're just going along slowly, although those first two have now taken a hold of the bit, and they're quickening them right now. Then we come back to Sure Mean, and I Can See as last. They head to the half-mile pole, and Alexandra Rose goes on with it now, twitching her ears back and forth. She opens up a length on Costume. Now the original leader, Loyal Bounty, is back to third. Live Life, the grey on the far side. Black Mamba's right there with Tricks Picked 4 lengths off the leaders. Then we drop back to Chris's Sis, been followed by Sure Mean, and still last as I Can See. They come into the top of the lane now, and Alexandra Rose a length and a half to Costume. Loyal Bounty at the rail. Tricks Pick now putting in a nice run. Live Life on the outside. I Can See. Black Mamba's got to do a little better. They come for home. Alexandra Rose drifted right out, and that allowed Costume to strike the front. Costume goes on. Black Mamba is winding up late, and Sure Mean from far back. Costume the leader. Black Mamba and Sure Mean closing the gap in the center of the track now. Costume desperate to hold on. Black Mamba's right there. Costume, Black Mamba, Costume hung on to one of the neck. Black Mamba second, Chris's Sis flew for third, and Sure Mean was fourth.
Costume picking up her first American victory. In fact, she finished fourth in all of her U.S. starts, including races like the Mrs. Revere, the San Gorgonio, where she was behind Wait a While, and Lavender Sky, who has since come back to victory. Here, Costume gets perhaps a little bit of a break in terms of class, gets a neck victory over Black Mamba, who ran her usual off-the-pace rallying move. Chris Assist completes the order of the top 3. The winner, Costume, is a bay filly, a daughter of Dane Hill out of Dance Dress by Nureyev. Bred in Great Britain by Juddmonte Farm and owned by the breeder, trained by Bobby Frankel and ridden to victory by Garrett Gomez. Costume covers the mile on the Santa Anita turf in 1:34.2. We'll head home to New York now for a trio of stakes over the weekend. Going back to Saturday's stakes feature, the Holly Hughes for New York breds.
And they're off. Golden Roses far outside, looking to get that early lead, and Golden Roses has got the early lead. Whistling is racing in second. Seeking the Glory in third. Indian Camp runs in fourth. Break of 3 to Prince of Peace, and another 2 to Good Card, who trails in sixth. Whistling on the inside and Golden Roses on the outside, and they're now heads apart for the lead, with Whistling putting ahead in front. Golden Roses in second, the quarter one in 22 and 4/5 seconds. Whistling at the rail leads now by a half length. Golden Roses on the outside, second by 5. Seeking the Glory is third by 4. Prince of Peace is in fourth. Good Card now up to 5th. And Indian Camp is the trailer. They turn into the stretch, half mile in 45 and 3/5 seconds. Whistling and Golden Roses, and they are heads apart with Prince of Peace towards the inside, moving into third. Good card on the outside. They're heading for the 16th pole. It's Golden Roses and Whistling. Nothing between them as they come down for the line. Now Golden Roses takes the lead, and Golden Roses beats the 1-2 favorite Whistling. Prince of Peace was third.
Golden Roses rebounds to a little bit better form. His most recent starts have been a little disappointing by his standards. Here he gets the victory, however, from just off the pace over Whistling, who did go to the front in the early going, was able to hold on to second as Prince of Peace rallies to third. The winner, Golden Roses, a dark bay or brown gelded son of Gold Token from One Perfect Rose by Air Forbes 1, was bred in New York by Seth Gregory, owned by Henry C. Gregory and trained by Tom Bush. Ridden to victory by Rajiv Marat, Golden Roses covers the 6 furlongs in 1:10 and 4. We'll head into Sunday's card now at Aqueduct and take a look at the Dearly Precious for 3-year-old fillies.
And they're off. Armonk shows first. Shireen now moving up in between horses. Miss Red Delicious at the rail. True Intentions is fourth. Mike's Little Girl in fifth, and Ready for Fortune trails in sixth. It's Armonk and Shireen, and they're stride for the lead. They've got 2.5 lengths on True Intentions in third. Mike's Little Girl the outside fourth. Then Miss Red Delicious and Ready for Fortune. Opening quarter mile in 22 4/5 seconds. Shireen on the inside by a head. Armonk, the gray filly, in between horses. Now Armonk comes on again to retake the lead from Shireen. 3 wide there is True Intentions. 4 wide, Mike's Little Girl. Ready for Fortune just in behind horses. She'll need some racing room. And Miss Red Delicious trails the field as they turn into the stretch. The half mile in 46 1. It's True Intentions. Here's Ready for Fortune on the outside. Armonk continues to battle at the rail. Armonk and Ready for Fortune. Now it's those two with a 16th to the finish. Ready for Fortune on the outside. Armonk at the rail. Ready for Fortune wins it by a neck. Armonk was second. True Intentions third, and a photo for fourth.
Ready for Fortune and Mario Pino scoring by a neck over Armonk, who has been running against some pretty serious fillies during her relatively brief career. True Intentions completes the order of the top 3. The winner, Ready for Fortune, first time in the barn of Gary Contessa. She had finished 4th in a Northern California Stakes most recently before arriving in the Contessa barn. The winner, Ready for Fortune, is a dark bay or brown filly, a daughter of More Than Ready from Fortunate Card by Fortunate Prospect. Bred in Kentucky by Richard Pollard, Evelyn Pollard, and George Weaver. Owned by Dennis Narlinger and trained by Gary Contessa. Ridden to victory by Mario Pino. Ready for Fortune covers the 6 furlongs in 1:11 and 1. We'll head right back to the Big A now and wrap things up with the Fred Cappy Capicella for 3-year-old sprinters.
And they're off. Go Shoot shoots out for the early lead. A Credit is on the outside in second. Law and Dora runs third. Red Reef is fourth. And Leish, the early trailer in fifth up the backstretch. And it's Go Shoot in front by a length. A Credit is second by 2. Red Reef and Law and Dora right together third and fourth. Another 2.5 lengths to Leish. The opening quarter mile in 22 3/5 seconds. It's Go Shoot on the lead here as they race around the far turn. Go Shoot by a length and a half. A Credit is in second. Law and Dora runs in third, about 4 lengths from the front. Then Red Reef and Leish. They come for the quarter pole with Go Shoot, the one to catch. It's Go Shoot in front. A Credit is in second. Law and Dora in third. Then Leish and Red Reef. Now 1/8 of a mile to the finish. It's Go Shoot trying to hold off a Credit. 16th to the wire. Go Shoot still in front. Then a Credit. Leish is coming on late. They come down for the line. Go Shoot holds on to win it. A Credit second. Leish was third.
Go Shoot coming in out of a win last month in the Winkfield moves up into the next step of the Sprint Series at the Big A with a front-end victory by a neck over a Credit. Made a nice move to finish second. Leish holds on for third after having some steadying trouble in the stretch. The winner, Go Shoot, A Grayer Roan Gelded Son of Song and a Prayer from Sailor Pluto by You and I. Bred in Florida by Devil 11 Stable and owned by Robert E. Bobby Hurley, trained by Jim Ryerson and ridden to victory by Chucky Lopez. Go-Go Shoot covers the 6 furlongs in 1, 10, and 3. That'll wrap up a busy edition of Horses and Courses. Thank you for joining us. We hope you'll be able to join us again next week as we take a look at stakes racing action from around the country. Until then, I'm Jean Wood. Have a great week at the races.